So this movie is based in no small part on your own life experiences.
It is
of adopting an actual. You adopted like a full family.
3 human children. Yeah.
Wow,
That's wild.
That's a bold maneuver, sir.
Yeah.
What were the ages?
6, 3, and a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the process?
Well, it starts, and this is how it starts in the movie as well. My wife and I, for years, I wasn't making any money, including after I made Sex Drive, and so I didn't really feel like I could afford to have kids. So whenever we'd talk about it, I'd just be like, not there yet. And then finally, when I felt like I was doing better, I was starting to get a career together. I just started to feel like I was going to be one of those old dads, like by the time the kid was a teenager, I wasn't going to be able to play with him.
How old are you now?
I'm 49 now. I was 41 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, God, is that right? Oh, man, it's depressing. Anyway, so I made this dumb joke to my wife. I said, look, why don't we just adopt a 5-year-old? It'll be like I got started 5 years ago, and I'm right back in the game.
Right.
And she was like, that's actually a really interesting idea. And I was like, no, I was totally kidding. Didn't mean anything by that at all. And then she went to a website and she showed me the website. And then when I saw the website, I was like, oh, wow, you see these kids, you see their faces, you start to learn a little bit more about it. And we just started having conversations, and it went from there. Now I got 3 kids in a movie.
And they're all siblings.
Yes.
So they all came from one mom, and how did they get separated from the family?
I don't have a lot of details about that. They don't really tell you.
Right.
You know a little bit, but not much. I mean, I know that there were issues with drugs, and I think there was some kind of a fire at some point. But it's all pretty sketchy as far as what you hear.
Right.
So you learn a lot about the kids themselves, but not that much about the situation.
And what made you want to turn this into a film? Like I would imagine that's a very personal experience.
Yeah, it was actually my writing partner, John Morris, because I had been about 3 years into it at that point. And the beginning of it was a nightmare, like epic, bad decision. Why did we ever do this?
Really?
Yeah, it was really a nightmare for a short time. And then when it came online and we became a family, it really became the best thing that ever happened to me. And, when John and I get together every day, we just talk about our lives a little bit. That's how we get started. So John had been hearing all these stories, and one day he just said, I don't know why we're not doing a movie about this, because nobody really knows how this works when you go into foster care and adopt kids. So we started talking about it, and then there was the conversation of whether it could be a comedy or not, because that's what we do. We make comedies. And John, again, was like, most of the stuff you've told me is really funny. So not all of it, of course, but and then we thought, wow, we could approach this as a comedy, and we might be able to get, a more general audience to get their interest in it that way, because it'll feel less scary. Because that's the problem, is that most movies that are made on this topic just frighten people, and they
Right.
make people think that these kids are all damaged and
Right.
not reachable and
Right.
everything,
Do you worry that it'd be like that movie 101 Dalmatians, that a bunch of people start getting foster kids now and just screw them up?
Yeah, we were talking about Top Gun, about how, remember when Top Gun came out and everybody joined the Navy thinking they were going to fly the planes?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, when The Color of Money came out, pool halls boomed across the country. It made a giant impact on pool halls from that one Tom Cruise movie.
And
Yeah.
just
Really?
a lot of people just got scammed out of their fucking pocket money, basically.
I'm sure there was some of that going on.
I
But
think
that
the
always
crazy thing about this too was that, like, on the set, you realize, like, when we're doing this, you go like, oh yeah, I always thought of people who do that, like, they exist, but you're like, those are nameless, faceless angels. Like, they're not real people.
Right,
right.
right.
Like, if you're like, do any of your friends adopt? I'd be like, no, I don't have friends like that.
Yeah.
Like, those are other people,
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
start, like, on the set, there was, people visiting or consulting, and there would be like, oh, they adopted or they run some foster care thing, and then you're like, oh, like, this is actually something that people really do.
Well, even like dudes on the crew, that somebody would come up, who's in the electrical department, be like, "Oh, hey, bro, I adopted 2 kids, by the way." You'd be like, "Really?
Yeah.
Wow!"
Wow.
Or hey, I got adopted when I was 4 years old. You just would like once it's
Now you
out
see
there-
it now everywhere.
Yeah,
and
it's-
people are hitting me up. Someone hit me up yesterday. They're like, my sister is adopting 4 siblings this
Yeah.
week.
Wow.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Wow.
I mean, like I mean, I don't want to. It's almost like when your friend gets a car and then you start seeing it everywhere. And you're like,
you're like, no,
oh,
it
yeah,
is
there's that
exactly
car.
like that though.
Yeah.
We talked about that video that went around online of this little girl that realized that she's opening up a box and there's something in it that tells her that she's been adopted by these two people that are with her. And
It's really,
it's impossible to not cry.
yeah.
I mean, if you have any heart at all and you watch that little girl freak out, and
It breaks you up.
I think that's almost the test as far as what you were talking about how, because believe me, I
A
was
test
not,
if you're a piece of shit or not when you watch that.
yeah, we should show that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your reaction? Oh, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're a sociopath.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, there's that, what you were just getting at as far as, believe me, I'm not that guy that, like, I didn't feel special or like any one of those sort of heart of gold angels. You know, we have the line that's in the movie where Mark just says that's for the kind of people that volunteer when it's not even a holiday, and we don't do that.
Yeah, you should probably tell the audience that I'm not starring in this movie right now. For people
you're
that
starring in it.
No, there's people who are like, so Tom stars in... No, it's just Mark Wahlberg.
You're
and
starring in the
Rose Byrne.
movie for like 4.5 minutes.
There you go.
And then
Everyone
and
else
then Mark
is it.
Wahlberg stars in the rest of it.
That's true. That's a good way of breaking it
Well, the
down.
movie's only probably like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
That's not bad. What do I have? Probably like 7 scenes. That's good scenes, though.
Yeah, they're good scenes.
Yeah.
No, you got a solid presence. You didn't make the poster.
Didn't make the poster.
Didn't make the poster.
No.
You know, you made the standee though. Did you know that? There's
The what?
There's a standee in movie theaters, and you're in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. I'll take that. Maybe I can
I've
steal
never
one.
heard that word, standee.
Standee. Those are the big cardboard things.
Yeah. I
Those
never
things
knew what
cost
those things were called.
I didn't know that either.
Cardboard cutout thing.
That's what I always call it, cardboard cutout. Standee is the real term.
Is that the term in the industry?
Oh yeah, that's an industry term. That's a real industry.